Hello guys, I do want to give a warning. This chapter does contain spicy content, so if you are, well, I can't really tell you not to click off, but if you are under the age, please do not listen, because it does get spicy, and YouTube would probably kill me if I didn't mark this as not spicy. But anyways, please YouTube, don't ban me. Pulling away slightly, you gave him a mischievous look. Come on, Giyuu. It was the whole point, you replied, teasing as you pressed yourself even closer to him. Yet it still wasn't close enough, as you could feel small streams of air between you. Shameless, Giyuu mumbles, his expression blank, but his cheeks were completely flushed and his eyes shined with lust. He sensitively trails one of his hands downwards until it reaches your lower back, where the bases of your tails were connected to your body. You moaned when he caressed his fingers through their fur, the action causing you to become even aroused than you already were. Giyuu's eyes darkened upon feeling the of your harden and press against his own. Utterly shameless, he grumbles again before leaning in to kiss you. You let your tongue wipe over his bottom lip. The action made him gasp and open his mouth slightly, just enough for you to slip your tongue inside. Your tongue met his, and it sent a shiver down both your spines, the way you entrailed and explored his fiery urgency. Sometimes one of your fangs would graze against his bottom lip, but internally, it only excited him to explore your mouth. He suddenly let out an audible moan when you bit his lip on purpose, and his reaction woke a flame in your chest as well. Fuck, he breathes after breaking the kiss momentarily. To speak, a thin saliva hanging between your mouth. The ache between your thighs was becoming unbearable. Please, Giyuu, I need you, you whimpered, throwing cautious out the window. Giyuu lifts you up in his arms, coaxing you to wrap your legs around him so that you felt his, brushing against you, now throbbing impatiently. Both moaning at the contact, Giyuu presses you even closer to him as he took a few steps before lowering himself into the water, taking you with him. You shiver from the cold, but his body helped you warm up quickly, and soon enough you could think of nothing else other than your fervent desires to have him inside you. Seeming knowingly expectantly what you're thinking, his hands begin to explore your body immersely, from grasping the flesh of your hips to fondling the mounds of before finally settling between your legs. His fingers trailed along your silk folds, making you shiver as he slowly moved closer to your You drenched your you drenched your lips from him as low moan escapes you, causing Giyuu to chuckle lightly, clearly proud that he can reduce you to a moaning mess with just one simple touch as he continued to caress you. Giyuu, you moaned against his neck, while leaving kisses there as he finally inserted a finger inside you, sending of heat through your body. You whimpered, clutching him desperately, unable to think straight. Giyuu hums in satisfaction at seemingly you coming undone before him, before groaning, feeling you grind your own hips over his hand, and him. You felt his nails digging into your skin on your back, encouraging you to go faster, harder. Ian, I need you, he speaks. With one swift movement, he switches positions with you, now with him hovering over you while you laid on your back on the small pool of water. He soon leaned his head down to take one of your into his mouth and started sucking, while he fondled the other with his free hand. The sensitive and overwhelmingness, but you didn't want it to stop as your hands caressed through his hair every time he sucked harder or when he let out his teeth graze your skin. Giyuu, you mewed his name. He continued exploring your body with his mouth and tongue, swiping over every bit of exposed skin he could find. The water tickled down your hair, and back was cold as ice, but your skin remained hot as a froge. Eventually, he lifted himself to your level once again, before taking both your legs and made you so he could press against you. You wrapped his arms around you as you threatened to dissolve into a puddle beneath him. His heavily against your stirring a fresh wave of desire in you. You're so lewd, Giyuu groaned oppressively as you began grinding yourself against him. It's your fault for being so incredible. You shot him a chatty grin as the hollow ache between you intensified. Then I am gladly at fault, he said, both you sighing and moaning as you shared an open-mouthed kiss. Wrapping your arms around his neck, you dug your fingers into the solid mass of his shoulders, while your pressed against his wet chest, the moisture somehow lightening all the familiar senses uncoiling inside you. Giyuu, please, you purred into his ear, that secret place between your almost painfully, with the need to feel him inside you. With his own patient wearing thin, Giyuu kissed you one more time before lowering a hand between your body to guide You both sighed as he nudged your opening, the water making it easy for him to slip in. Closing your eyes, you welcomed the familiar sting. The warmth blooming in your belly intensified until it bottomed out, making you feel full as a low moan escapes you. Open your eyes, Yin, he says softly, using all his willpower to remain still just a moment more. When you did, you saw your own desire reflect in the depths of his irises as he stared at you, never breaking eye contact. He pulled out, caressing your sensitive walls until just the rubbed against your before he buried himself all inside you in one fluid stroke. Intensified, you wrapped your legs around his waist and began to move in sync with him. Your body is delicately riding the waves of your passion. Back and forth his hips rocked as you cried out, feeling your insides stir. You could not speak, but you didn't have to. You knew just what you needed simply from the look in your eyes and your desperation moans. A sudden change in angle drove him deeper into you, solutioning your at the same time, while clinging to him with all your might as the tension in your became almost unbearable. He moans deep in your ear, muttering your name over and over, and it only intensified the pleasure coursing through you, rapidly ripping closer to that I'm close. You breathe as he hit a practically sensitive spot deep within you. Then come, he moaned as he slid a hand up your thigh and firmly squeezed your hip, your body aching off the ground as you felt yourself be consumed by sharp, scandalous pleasure. Giyuu moaned against your bruising skin as he felt your muscles contract against him, and then he, too, was coming your spilling himself deep within you as he rocked his hips a few times, letting you ride out your high. After a while, he rolled off you and laid there, feeling limp. The water now streamed over you freely, tickling across the, between your, and flowing down your hair and onto your face, forcing you to shut your eyes, but you did not dare move. Soon you felt yourself being pulled up until Giyuu's body pressed against yours, cuddling you, his broad frame protecting you from the cold air coming from the entrance of the cave. Even the most caring and affectionate lover, his hands careless caressing your back tenderly, you pressed yourself even more against him, burying your face against his chest. No words needed to be said as the two of you stayed like this, whilst listening to the sound of the waterfall rippling outside the cave.